So I'm actually recording this post recording session. I just want to say don't watch this with headphones. I'm really loud, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it until I started listening and I'm like, "Oh my god." So, I guess this is a volume warning. Before I start this video, I want to make a few things clear. First, I'm not trying to bash anyone who enjoys the Pokemon anime. The anime has plenty of enjoyable factors, I just think it's not for me. Secondly, I believe that Pokemon is for anyone. It doesn't matter how old you are or what gender you are, cause hell, the first Pokemon game is 29 years old now, and most Pokemon games nowadays are pretty mature and require higher reading abilities anyway. With this aside, let's get to the video. If you're a Pokemon fan like me, then I'm sure you have watched at least one episode from one of their various different anime. After all, the Pokemon anime has been around nearly as long as their games have been, and it is responsible for many different attributes to Pokemon we know today. Like Pikachu, who is now their iconic mascot, and popular phrases like, "I've gotta catch 'em all," or "I choose you." These also came with the first games Red and Blue, but were much more emphasized when hearing Ash Ketchum, who we all love, repeat them all the time. But if you haven't watched any Pokemon anime, I don't blame you. Earlier Pokemon anime has a lot of factors that aren't very enjoyable, like annoying characters, weird sounding Pokemon, or the fact that it doesn't even really correlate correctly to game logic. That one's kind of personal for me, but whatever. This all, of course, is just some differing factors that separates the anime from the games and whatnot. But despite this, even modern Pokemon anime isn't really the best. It can be very awkward and have annoying pacing, and honestly, you can just really tell it's intended for children. So I fell out of watching them. Personally, the only thing I enjoyed about the Pokemon anime is seeing characters from games I've played fully animated and voice acted. Or at least, most of them.
But why? Reshiram!
Why does he sound like that? I'd also like to mention a personal ick of mine when it comes to Pokemon anime. I understand wanting to make the anime stand out with side stories and different plots and characters and such, but why doesn't the anime ever seem to follow the game's lore? I've only ever fully watched the Pokemon Black and White anime up to Adventures in Unova and beyond, because beyond that point, I couldn't stand it anymore. And that's coming from someone who loves Generation 5 to death. Not only was it incredibly inconsistent to the games, but it also tried to fuse the two together. Since Black and White both have sequels with different stories, they tried to put the two together by having Neo Team Plasma act as the main villains, but having the whole thing with the Lightstone and Reshiram the main plot point. No mention of Kyurem. How could they do this? Not once did I get to see cool white outfit Team Plasma who look like knights in shining armor. Although I do think I like the second design better. But aside from that, don't get me wrong, there are other good parts of the anime as well, like the animation. Pokemon is sort of notorious for its attention to detail and appealing craftsmanship when it comes to designs and animation. Again, most designs. However, a show can have good animation and still be poorly written or voice acted. But it can easily be said that, amongst all the different things that Pokemon has to offer, the anime is the worst part. It doesn't really compare in hype compared to games, merchandise, and even the trading card game. It just seems like the anime and animation parts will always suck. Ah, man, that's too bad.
Holy shit!
Back in 2016, the official Pokemon Company, assisted by OLM, uploaded a total of 18 short episodes, all related to the Pokemon games, from Generation 1 to Generation 6, titled Pokemon Generations. Clever, right? Each episode was only about 3 to 4 minutes, but god did they use their time well! The animation quality of these episodes are absolutely gorgeous, and the voice acting is a complete step up from anything they've ever had previous to this. I have so many good things to say about these episodes. The use of the in-game music, the addition of actual in-game events, and the addition of the actual protagonists you play as in each game is so refreshing. It's like they completely removed everything I had problems with in the anime. They actually reflect events from the games, have better quality overall, and they clearly have so much passion. This looks like it could be Crunchyroll Anime of the Year for 2025, and these came out in 2016. 2016! You know what I was doing in 2016? I don't know what I was doing in 2016. I think I was an Undertale kid in 2016. A big part I want to mention here is the more mature Pokemon battles that are shown. Do you see how this Haxorus bites the hell out of this Liepard? I have been saying how good Pokemon would do if they made a shonen anime with brutal Pokemon fights and serious themes and topics, and that's why I love Gen 5 so much. You can feel the time and effort pouring out of each one of these, and suddenly I could feel that childlike whimsy and nostalgia I once felt back in 2014 when I first watched Black and White. Look at Getsis! Do you see this? Anyways, this was probably the biggest change of direction I've seen in Pokemon animation, as it is so nice and clean. Honestly, as cool as it is and as happy as it makes me, it provokes just one question over and over. Why don't they do this all the time? Now, I completely understand something as smooth as this could probably take a long time, but it'd be so worth it. Imagine seeing a Pokemon anime that's animated like this with Scarlet and Violet story, or even Sword and Shield story. God! This is Postly again, at a very late hour, to let you know that I just now found out, by just now, I mean like 3 days ago, found out that there was a Sword and Shield Pokemon YouTube series. What was it, Twilight Wings or something like that? I watched all of it. It was very, very good. I wish I had mentioned it for this video, but yeah, some things happen and some things don't. So pretend I mentioned that here. Okay? Cool. Because I might use clips of it in the video. Moving on. But aside from that, Pokemon kind of had its moment there to really show off, and it did pretty well. Hooray for 2016, huh? Well, too bad Pokemon went right back to making their different anime again. It was very cool while it lasted. Well, time to pack it up. Oh my god! Well, it looks like we're not done, since Pokemon decided to absolutely cook once again. In celebration of Pokemon's 25th anniversary, in September of 2021, we were rewarded with another beautifully animated series on the Pokemon games from Generation 1 to Generation 8. Sword and Shield! Ah! This show was called Pokemon Evolutions. Can I say that it's a show? It's a mini series on YouTube, of all places. You can watch it for free, dubbed. Anywhere on YouTube. So, this is even better than Generations! It not only covers in-game events, but it also gives a bit of underground history? Like in episode 4, titled The Plan, Getsis himself is summarizing the details of his plan behind the scenes. His thoughts regarding N, Team Plasma, and Liberation are all stated then and there vocally. Another thing I want to mention is the very first episode with Leon, and how he is talking behind the scenes, not talking, but you can see it, look, about how he felt regarding the big championship finale, and of course, having to fight Eternatus, and how that made him feel. And let me tell you one thing. These voice actors did so well. Luzamine's voice actress did so well in her part when she was injured and Lily had to speak to her. That was great. The animation could have used a little bit of work here. I feel like she should have a little more, like, I don't know, some sort of desperateness in her look. But it was still so good. Good job, Miss Voice Actress. I don't actually know her name. Hold on, can I look for that? I want to be respectful. Dawn M. Bennett. Thank you. I think that this is the perfect example of what the Pokemon anime should be doing and what they should continue to do. I hope that whatever next anniversary or whatever next thing they want to celebrate, we do another one of these. Maybe with Scarlet and Violet's story in there. I'm not gonna lie, the Scarlet and Violet story was pretty good. At least to me. So I'd like to see it animated. Also, I would go a little more in depth about the Sword and Shield one, but I'm still sad about Hop, okay? I don't really want to talk about it. It's pretty obvious that I really, really love these animations, and I really, really wish they'd do this more. Like, come on. They're so appealing and so charming and have so much passion and love put into them. I would pay great money to see an anime like this. Please! Pokemon, stop making horrible anime! Yes, get rid of Ash Ketchum. I'm sick of him. I'm very passionate about Pokemon. Sorry. Hey, thanks for watching to the end. If you agree with me or have a nasty, disagreeable opinion, please comment below. I also want to sneak a little something in here too, though before I go, I have seen a few compilations of Pokemon Journeys, or whatever it's called. The anime with Ash and Go, and they travel and stuff, like to different regions. I think it doesn't actually look too bad. It's also very video-worthy, and it may be the next video I make, because I think the show is sort of controversial? Oh, we'll see in the next video. Maybe. I don't know, though. Okay, bye.